Welcome to this episode of Tuesday Talks. Today's topic is learning to trust yourself after years of doubting. If you spent years second guessing yourself or looking outside yourself for answers, this episode is here to help you gently come back to your own voice. And I'm going to talk about how self-trust really grows and why it's never too late to build it. It's never too late for anything. Never too late. Because doubt usually comes from old patterns, not lack of ability. And you may have spent years being told what's right, being praised for following rules or avoiding mistakes. It's no wonder you hesitate to trust yourself. Has that happened to you? It happened to me. I grew up, I learned, my parents had the answers, my teachers had the answers, family had answers, colleagues had answers, bosses had answers. What about me, though? Haven't I got the answers? Doubt is a learned response. It doesn't mean you're wrong or incapable. It just means you've been trained to look outside yourself for answers. As I've said, we've been trained to do that. And it will take a while to learn how to do that. Don't worry. Everything happens for a reason. Because the more you notice when doubt comes in, the easier it gets to pause and choose differently. I do that so much more often. It's not necessarily doubt within business. It's more me personally. I might get a thought come in where I wonder, am I going to be able to do that? Or am I going to be able to do that? I now pause and I thank the thought because it has brought me awareness. It has helped me understand what I'm manifesting because we can manifest our desires, but we can also manifest the opposite. Because every word that comes out of our mouth is manifestation. That is why it's powerful to pause before you actually speak. And when someone's speaking, you actually pause because listening is so, so important. Very, very important. And small, everyday choices build trust faster than big leaps. You don't need to make a huge life change to start trusting yourself. Start with things like, what do I want to eat? Who do I actually want to see this weekend? What should I get from the grocery store? Anything that's going to help you start tuning in and just going with it. Just trust. Like you might ask, what do I want to eat? And you will get an answer somehow, however it comes through for you. Just go with it because that's your body telling you what it needs. And when we listen to what our body tells us what we actually need to eat, it's amazing how it actually supports us. Because every time you choose based on what feels right, even in small ways, you send that message to yourself. I hear you and I've got you. Over time, these choices stack up. They become proof that your own voice is safe and valid. And that is powerful. When you start to really trust yourself, it will come through, your intuition will come through stronger and stronger and stronger to the point where it'll be very rare that you actually doubt it. It still may happen, and that's okay as well. It just depends. You might be in a frame of mind where something happens, your intuition comes through, and you're like, yeah, whatever. That's okay. Just be aware of it and thank the intuition and even apologize to it. Go, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. Because intuition and self-trust grow through use, not perfection. You might get it wrong sometimes, as I said. That's okay. You are here to learn what your yes and no really feel like. And the more you practice, the more that you will get that quicker and quicker and quicker. The goal isn't to never doubt again. It is to keep coming back to yourself, even after moments of hesitation. Feel free to hesitate because it's all practice. Even that hesitation is a practice. You'll hesitate less and less the more that you go with your intuition. Self-trust is like a muscle. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be used regularly and with kindness and forgiveness and love and compassion. All of that. The more that you have that towards yourself, the more you will learn to trust yourself, the more you'll learn to trust your intuition, and the less you need to rely on external sources for answers. Of course, there are times we need to rely on external sources for answers. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that most of the time you've already got the answers. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode called Learning to Trust Yourself After Years of Doubting.